Hello, ladies and gentlemen. After some slight delays, we are here with this Division 1 matchup. I hope it actually... Here we are. My computer decided to completely crash. And we are set, and we do have a Virail Sumer with 2 offset points, so this is going to be, quite interesting for both of these teams to kind of muster pass. I am going to be your host awake for this one. I keep pressing the wrong things. I'm going to edit that out, but yes, we are going to be here. Taco versus LGN, NA's best versus EU's best, clashing it out here for this semifinals matchup. So, yeah. It's going to be some interesting things. Not quite sure what to expect from these 2 powerhouse teams, but obviously both these teams definitely prepped a lot and did all their fun little magic in between the last time they played. Last time they played was actually on LL main. Planes flying over. And we should be good to go here in just a few seconds. LGN ready for some snipes, it seems like. Taco, not sure if they're going to be ready for some snipes as well. Let's try to roll in with the Taco boys here. There's some people rubber banding, but rockets are starting to come out now. Taco being the first one to shoot a rocket, and it does not land. Multiple Legion rockets coming in over my head. Then they hit one! They do hit a truck. Legion does hit one truck, but I don't think it had the majority of the Taco members in it. Looks like a truck does get stuck and actually runs over somebody too from Taco. So a little bit of a slow start from Taco, but they are still capping the point. The all-critical church points. Both these teams to play it out. So far, this does look to be in Taco's favor. The Legion still is trying to contest it a tad bit. We do look at a map. Taco is basically going all for broke on Sumer cap. Legion looks like to be more central to get that AA battery, I think it's called. I'm not quite sure. This is very loud for me. Holy. Legion is starting to cap back the point a tad bit. Taco's still in control for the time being. This does look to be a Taco cap. Just here in a few minutes. This is very similar to when these 2 teams did play on this point in Summit. Legion also familiar with this point as well, as they did play 6 on this, and this will flip to a 3-2 lead for Taco. But still lots of time left in this game. Looks like Delta Squad of Leon will be the quote-unquote attacker, the lone attacker for Taco. Usually just have one player attacking. And these Division 1 games. Quab gets taken out by Final. One thing that Taco is going to really lean on is their defense. Their defense is so good. We've seen it numerous times from them that they are very good at positioning their tanks and holding their point. But it's not to say the Legion can get this cap to swing in their favor. Taco actually has no garrison on the hard cap, so they also just lost a Puma in the north. We do have a Stewart down here. I'm not sure if it's satcheled or not. It is satcheled. There by Siri. Yes, I did finally pronounce your name correctly this time. But I think when that Stewart does go down, it's probably gonna be a little bit of a defense for Taco. Oops, Scoop does get a rocket into it, but unfortunately this tank will blow up, and yes, the defense will start somewhat for Taco. Not quite yet. Legion doing a good job of holding that south. Also, be very interesting to see where Taco's playing their medium tank. Actually, I do not see their... Oh, there it is, a medium tank kind of like hidden in these woods. Does have a rep station, just watching kind of that main road area. Don't think they have any heavies quite yet, but they will have the fuel in just a few moments. And this is going to be a very big grind for both of these teams onto the Sumir point. It's not going to be easy for both these teams to hold and even defend this point, but you know, for the time being, Taco does have the clear advantage of holding this point. We switch down to maybe the south. Looks like Lawless flanking in the far south. Does have an OP down there. Trying to get behind him, and it looks like Leon is actually trying to get something set up here in the north. But lots of Legion defenders. 3% just walking around the point with a shotgun. Ryan finally takes out that other Stewart tank. This SL looks like Scuba will clean them up. Arty splash. I'm not sure who's on Arty for Legion, but they are seemingly farming an OP. That fight for mid still commences. Looks like a Lux is charging a guy with an AT gun. Is a little unique here. How's this AT gun still alive? Oh, the fence. Poor Stoll. Bucks is seemingly just diving, probably get their first Tiger, which is in the HQ. And Taco with pretty good control in the north. Switch back here to Sumer. Oh. So the medium tank does take out that AT gun. Looks like they're trying to get an AT gun on top of the bunker as well. For the Legion side of things. The bomber run is coming down. Not quite sure where that's going to be landing. Looks like bomber run airhead is on Win 73. It looks like Shadow quickly takes it out with a grenade or two. And if you're Taco, you can somewhat take those risks, but you really can't be doing that too much. Seeing Darkman back there trying to find the backline garrison. It's like Taco actually does have a garrison down here in the south. Not sure if Legion actually knows if there's people back here. There has to be, since Iceman and his squad just spawned in, but they are immediately wiped out. And down goes that AT gun on top of the bunker. Contest for the north, very important for both these teams to hold, especially for Taco, because I would say this is the most important spot in the map to hold, more so than the south, just because it's in between both Vibrail and Summoner. It's kind of like the door for both teams to defend and hold. Legion's actually starting to contest a little bit onto the point. Let's quickly shut down. But look at the Legion guys in the back lines. You got two SLs back here. Blindfish is trying to recognize that a tad bit. Might get Bearju in the back. Bearju's bobbing and weaving, trying as best he can. Bearju unfortunately will go down for his team's sake. Not quite sure to who, but take a look at the armor situation. Looks like Taco still has their medium and now a heavy up, and they do have another heavy at the HQ. They're starting to lose this north a little bit as well. As for Legion, I'm not quite sure. Looks like they do have a heavy tank at Win 71. I don't think they're going to get too aggro on the tanks. Still very early for both these teams. Taking magic, and Take gets the better of that fight. And Take, unfortunately, not paying attention. It's cut down by the MG. Desert. Oh, Dawn. Bad video game timing there. Maxie will shut him down. Look at Lawless boost back there. Probably trying to find the Legion garrisons. Taco also with a very deep red zone garrison by Farmer. Legion's probably not going to ever find that garrison, if I have to be completely honest. Guap with 2 big kills with the MP40. Just like that, Legion's kind of a little bit wiped out down here. Guap with 2 more kills with the MP40. Guap's popping off a little bit. Taco's starting to, let's say, spread a little bit too much. I think Farmer's trying to set up another garrison back here. Yes, he is. Big spawn wave. I assume this is the on-point garrison for Taco? It is. You can see the wraparound that Legion is doing in the south. And this is a little bit of a dangerous spot to be if you are these tanks for Taco. It's 3%. It's going to probably get down a satchel onto Maddie's Tiger tank. Which he does. I assume he does. Yes, he does. And Blindfish did have the OP by the tanks, but too little too late. I think this probably will blow up this Tiger tank. It actually continues and doesn't blow up. It could actually damage that other Tiger, but it will blow up the first Tiger. That is 1 Tiger off the board. I would say armor advantage will go to Legion for the time being. But still plenty of time for Taco to, you know, still secure this win. It's going to be a long hour and 8 minutes. And it looks like we do have a tank fight here in the south. 76 and a Tiger now about to engage. I don't think the Tiger exactly knows the position of this Tiger tank. Or of the 76, I should say. Medium did go down. I think the Tiger probably has a better idea of where the 76 is at. You can see Lawless there at the far back, trying to get maybe some rockets into the butt of that Tiger. Or of that 76, I should say. The Tiger wisely going to back up to a safer position. But now, yeah, he definitely has a better idea of where he's at. Sees infantry crossing that field. And Legion actually starting to contest the point a tad bit. Not sure if the on-point Gary for Taco is gone. It is not. You can see the flare for that 76. Looks like Legion's also moving into their medium now. Again, the on-point Gary is still not down for Taco. They can still spawn there. I think he's actually locking it out. Yes, he is locking it out. Legion also starting to wrap a little bit more in the north. But I think this garrison will be marked for Legion, and I could probably see a bomb run coming here. But Ghosted with a rocket, I think just took out the on-point Gary. Yes, he did. Not sure if this tank actually maybe got satcheled or not. Okay, he did not. But I would not be surprised if Legion does use a bomb run here to try to help secure this cap a tad bit. You can see smoke already going on the church, blocking the MG's line of fire. If Taco did get down to Gary. No, the Gary is still locked out. Eagles is on it. Dan gets taken out too, and Eagles will get the on-point garrison. Huge play from him. Gets Maxi. Not sure if he sees the OPs. He gets one OP. He does not see the other OP that is on point, and the cap will start flipping towards the Legion favor. Then we're going to see a pretty big spawn wave onto this Taco OP. I don't sure that's Jay's OP. I'm not sure whose squad lead that is. Looks like Taco is starting to crash down from the north as well. I'm very surprised this OP has not been burned from Legion. Kimbo and Wolfdog do spawn on it. I think it will get taken out now, maybe by Hugh. I think it just did. Yes, it did. Legion is back on the cap. They are starting to take control of the actual church itself, and that's not what you want to be if you are Taco. Rep station does go down. just under halfway now. Legion is basically full control. There is some people in the south that you see down here. Big spawn wave from this Legion, or from this Taco garrison, I should say. Might reset Legion a tad bit. 76 is actually getting harassed by Wolf Dog. Not sure if he is satcheled. He is satcheled actually from the front, believe it or not. Don't know how he got that on there. Must have snuck around him a little bit. But that will be a dead 76, and Taco will start a defense. Not sure what the Legion OP situation is like, but they are starting to get crashed from behind. Cap is flipping back and forth. I don't know if this was an airhead spawn or if it was an OP. It is an OP. Legion still in full control of the church. It is starting to get surrounded by Taco. Big Taco spawn in the north now. I think that is in the sector. Yes, that is the whole team of Taco basically in the north. And Taco is just trying to clean up house from behind. Legion's still... it's going back and forth for both teams. I don't think Legion have used a bombing run yet, which I'm very surprised about. No bombing runs yet. I'm not sure who's commanding for Legion. I assume it's Mahojoe, as Wolfhearted is playing support. Taco Heavy Tank is now coming on to help defend. Looks like we do have an airhead coming down for Legion. Armor and Looney are near it. APL is trying to protect it. Farmer is going to probably throw some grenades on it. The only one defending the airhead. Farmer did throw a grenade, but he actually missed. I don't know if he threw a second one or not. Satchel does go down and will take out everybody inside the church. Airhead will go down, and that is going to be a beautiful Taco defense. Clearing out all of Legion. This garrison in the south had definitely helped out Taco. That's the MVP of the game so far, is that garrison. But now it's going to be kind of an odd garrison layout because of this northern area. I assume they're probably going to dismantle that and, you know, kind of redo their garrison network a little bit if you are Taco. And that just pushes Legion's front line back tremendously now. And I just think that's like the ebb and flow of having like a middle point like Vivrail Sumner. It goes kind of for every midpoint too, is you can get away with those kind of plays. Can't really get away with them too much on a point that's on the border. Looks like Legion does still have some people behind Taco's defense still. Ray collapsed and 3%. But as you can kind of see, just gaining the ground where Curry and Wolfdog are all at, it's very vital ground that Legion still needs to have. But Taco's not going to give that up. Probably quite as easy as they just did. Something blew up down here. I assume it's probably a rep station? Yeah, rep stations. Looks like tanks are somewhat engaging each other here. Not quite yet, I don't think. Don't know if this Tiger actually has a line of sight. I don't think he does, no. I think you can shoot over that hill, but collapsed actually. Gets one.
He's still alive, he's still alive.
And crewman actually kills his own body. Trying to make sure they're not satcheled, but good attempt there from Legion, but good execution on getting those sappers out of there. Wow, with the STG. It's Bearju, but immediately gets taken out by Novak. Then we do have an R-76 down here. Tense actually. There's a Greyhound sniping down here from the very, very far south. It's like Taco does still have that very far back red zone, which is probably going to always reset Legion, if I do have to say so myself. With that red zone, they're just going to keep resetting Legion's front line a tad bit, just going to keep harassing them from behind. I assume Legion probably has an OP kind of where Ray is at. Kind of being what Farmer and his squad are. Taco, just getting behind them. Go back here in the north. Taco with just a little bit more manpower up here. Is kind of where you want most of the manpower, pushing off your defensive point. Just Dunny down here for Legion. See, the whole map is basically being used for the most part. South is not going to be used that too much as opposed to the north is, where all these SLs and stuff are. Not gonna lie, this eyelash that's in my eye is really pissing me off. We got a random TC that's running around the map. Oh, he's just repairing his Greyhound that's dead. I wonder if the Greyhound was satcheled. Very odd to satchel a Greyhound, if I have to be honest. Final with 2 kills. This is a very weird lobby right now. It just seems like there's so much fighting happening everywhere. If you just look at the map, Taco, pretty good map control, if I have to be honest. Legion just seems to be spread out very, very widely, just in small pockets of 3-man squads, just kind of everywhere. Holy hell, Roma's flying in the air. Look at that shit. Down he goes. And splat. Gotta let the game of hell let loose. But now this is a, you know, pretty big predicament that Legion's in with, you know, this North control. Taco's breaking free. Legion's on the back foot. Taco in basically full control of this game. Feel like that push that Legion did used a lot of resources, and it probably, you know, hit them, I'd say, a little hard as far as, you know, like while we were, you know, just over half cap, 2/3 cap, and we ended up losing it. They're probably gonna look back, be like, oh, we had a garrison behind us and that really cost us. Retcher. It's 2. I don't know who's rocket sniping what, but attempts are being made. Magic is probably running for Legion's garrison back here. I'm not sure what blew up. Looks like an AT gun. Go back on the defensive point, just shadow. Nothing too crazy, but looks like Legion is starting to figure out that Farmer and Lord are behind the point and want to make sure they probably clear out those guys before they do anything, you know, too offensive now. But looks like Wolf Dog attempt to get a satchel, but Scottish will take him out. Now these tanks are kind of sitting ducks. Sure if we're gonna have a tank fight or not. I believe he just penned him once, or did he pen him once? No, he did not. He, I think, hit the tree or something. I have no idea. But tanks are doing the smart thing and backing out of the situation. I think the big thing right now that's preventing Legion from getting any more progress is controlling this house up here where the garrison's at. That's probably Legion's next goal if they want to, you know, win this game, is to actually cap that. But there's some reason they're actually capping the point. I think it's just too many Taco players are out of sector, and that's why they're starting to flip it. And that's obviously a cause for concern a tad bit on the Taco end. So we do have a tank fight. Looks like the 76 will get a shot, I think, into the turret of that Tiger. Another tiger is on that main road. Very big tank fight. And for some reason, Taco aren't defending it too well. Legion's starting to gain a little bit of progress, but Tiger does get a shot into the 76. Dawn live. Fortunately for him, he does not have any sort of satchels or anything like that. Oh, and he absolutely gets destroyed by the Tiger round. Legion's starting to make some really good progress now here. Kind of in this gardens courtyard. I don't even know what to call that area, but that area right there. So we have another ricochet. I'm not quite sure what tank ricocheted on each other. And woof, I think off this AT gun actually takes out the Tiger. Huge play from Wolf there. Dislodging one Tiger. Now, I think Legion does have the heavy advantage. Looks like, no, it looks like there is two Tigers still. Oh my god, I can't talk. Taco is starting to lose some garrisons though. Just lost all their southern garrisons. They do have this, obviously, this far back one, but they don't have really any OPs off that. Taco actually starting to put some sort of pressure. It looks like it's just Kimbo Slice in the hard cap. Looks like these tanks will try to engage each other yet again. Tiger does get a miss. I think the 76 has no idea where he's quite at. He actually does miss him. Not sure if it's a bad angle or what. Wolf dog here though. Very surprised. Legion just kind of walking through this field. No, really haven't said anything the past few minutes, but like, it seems very odd of how Legion's approaching this game right now. I'm also surprised that, you know, neither team has tried to P-strike a tank yet. I feel like one P-strike would do wonders for each team. Look at up here in the north, kind of a hodgepodge of people just running around. Grunt is on the garrison. Unfortunately, he does not take it out in time, unless he did place a satchel. Did he place a satchel? He did not. Take a look at the map again. Still nothing south for as far as garrisons for Taco. I think they're trying to get there with Q squad, but they're actually, it's a squad back here. Farmer and his squad are making some progress on the Win 7. Now it's just a 3-man squad. Bunch of Legion do spawn back, so obviously this will be defended from Legion. Just a small little reset of maybe some flex people or defense people. Final will take out 2. Looks like Wolfdog is going to be the last one alive. I don't know if he's going to try to satchel the point. I think he is. Yeah, he is just going to try to satchel the point. Not sure how successful that would be, but it's down there. I think this garrison is being a real thorn in Legion's side. Not sure if Legion has any red zones of themselves. But just under halfway to go, and it's been pretty much all Taco. Legion did have a chance to cap mid, but an excellent defense from Taco. Nice rocket there from Ghosted, huge too, holy. But excellent recovery from Taco is the reason why this is still 3-2 into their favor. But still plenty of time for either team to make a move on their respective point. I think Legion trying to get another AT gun on top of the bunker. Yes, they did get another AT gun. That's going to be the 3rd AT gun. They look to probably... Looks like Taco is aware of it, I assume. I think they're aware of it at least. Are they? I don't think they are. Oh, but Don is trying to rocket snipe them, I guess. Divinity in position to actually take out this tank. Collapse is here as well. It's going to be very interesting if they can actually take out this Tiger. I think they're trying to find the Tiger. We do have a bombing run coming down. This looks to be a Taco bombing run, actually. And the AT gun is actually hitting. That's 2 hits. And that's 3 hits, and that will take out one of the Tiger tanks. Huge play by those 2 players on that AT gun. But bombing run did just come down. I assume probably wiped out a garrison. Not quite sure where Legion had that, but... Sure, this tank is satchel? No, but he is getting rocketed from Poopa Scoopa. And slight miss there. Looks like Taco is starting to break through this little crossroad section, and they are starting to get more pressure back onto Win 73. I think it's just Lord. Just him. Just contesting it himself. Taco is pretty much broke through across the road and kind of completely wiping out Legion here on the front line. But this is where Taco can get in a little bit of a trouble because their on-point gear is actually getting locked out and is destroyed by Novak and JPL. So this is gonna get, I feel like, a little weird, to be completely honest, because Taco is starting to, you know, completely dominate the entire red zone, or the entire blue zone that they have, but they are starting to lose garrisons fairly quickly. I assume they're trying to set one up down here as well. But heck, if they can, if they just wipes out, yeah, some of the on-point players, it's they can start flipping it, forcing them to kind of retreat a little bit. You can kind of see Taco somewhat dominating what they need to dominate. I'm very surprised that, I don't know what's going on. There's not a lot of action, but it's very weird right now. That's just the beauty of a Sumer, and when Axis has it, it just, if a team loses their front line, which Legion clearly has at this point, because they are starting to get harassed in the back lines, it just becomes a very odd game, in my opinion. I think Legion is kind of fully reset at this point. Tank absolutely just fucking annihilates everybody. But I'm very surprised that Taco tanks aren't like pushing up with their infantry, because if they did, or at least reposition, because now Legion's kind of just, they're just kind of giving them all of this space to go into the red zone, and Legion's just kind of walking through over here. Under a half hour to go. It looks like Taco is going to start cutting down that force a little bit. Looks like something just blew up right here. It was an AT gun. Looks like Legion does have both their heavies basically on their defensive sector. Not getting too aggressive with their tanks. Probably trying to save their fuel a little bit. Try to reestablish that front line and push Taco back to their defense. We do have an OP by the Church of Dane. Novak looks away at the wrong time. Deck will take him out. These tanks are getting harassed. Looks like 176 did end up going down. Actually, not quite sure how that 76 even ended up in that position, but looks like another tank fight is commencing right now. Not exactly sure where this tank fight is even happening, but... Oh, he's shooting him through a hedge. I have no idea that you could do that. Maybe you can kind of slightly see him? I'm not sure. What the heck blew up over here? A recon tank? Yeah, it was a recon tank. Interesting. So I apologize if I'm not saying too many words. There's really too much not to talk about. It's just kind of the standard frontline shenanigans that both teams are doing. Looks like Legion is going to start to overload this north and kind of push down south, and I think that's exactly what their plan is. Their plan is to probably try to take out, you know, this garrison here and work from the south. Because Taco, I'm very surprised to see this many Garys on the map. To be completely honest, I kind of expect maybe a little bit more, or at least, like, you know, they just got one taken out over here, but you know, kind of do expect that from them a tad bit. But you know, they know something I don't, as they are winning this match. Looks like a bomber run is coming down, I assume from the Legion side, actually, so I'm not quite sure where this will be landing. We'll clear up that little frontline area that Legion seems to be having a little bit of struggle with, but I don't think they're going to take quite the advantage of it quite yet. Satchel blows up. I am confusion. 24 minutes remain in this battle. It's been a very interesting game. Nice little fun, I think, first half hour. Then after that, Taco seemingly just slowly pushed back Legion. Legion, I think, had their one opportunity, just kind of got taken away from Farmer and that backdoor garrison that they kind of, you know, have been using all game. You know, it's probably still up. Yes, it is still up. So very, very key for them if they do continue on and to win this game. That garrison is probably going to be the MVP of this game. Is that one red zone garrison that they did have back there? And you're like, well, why can't Legion use that? Well, first of all, it's in the red, and probably the best spot would be somewhere down here. But even then, Taco's been down there all game as well, so it just either would have been gotten locked out, or it would have been just, you know, destroyed eventually. With Taco, it's, you know, not the same because they have a lot more room to maneuver, as opposed to Legion. They have a lot less room to maneuver. You know, that's just what it is when you're down 3-2 or you're up 3-2. But with 23 minutes remaining, like, this is just pure domination from Taco right now. It's very, very well executed from them. But like I always say in the game of Hell Loose, all you need is 2 minutes and 1 second, and you can still technically win the match. We're about to get a tank fight here for the first time in a very long time. Not quite sure. 276s are pushing. I think this will be Legion's kind of quote-unquote push, but they're kind of stuck inside of a crossfire between 3 Tiger tanks. It looks like one is being hit by, I think, another 76. 176 does get hit, I think, from the front Tiger, and I think this front Tiger will probably end out taking out the 76 unless he's gonna hold a shot. But I think the Tiger is actually starting to move in a tad bit. One Tiger does get hit onto that 76. I think this front 76 will die. Ricochets off of him. Looks like arty marks are being called onto those tanks as well. think a P strike is coming down. It is coming down on one of the Tiger or 76s. We'll take out one. Looks like Legion's also using a P strike as well, maybe? No? Don't know what that was, but one of the 76s did die to Monkey Tennis's P strike. I think that they're directly hit on. Very odd spot, but... And Artie just coming down, killing out all the people trying to rep this 76. I don't know who's throwing smoke on the 76, but they can't see shit. Trying to lose some frames a little bit. I think this dead husk the 76 or this other 76Z is really starting to hinder them a tad bit. Really can't move anywhere. I wonder if Legion can use a bomb and run and kill all three Tigers. I think it's technically possible. That would be the most wild clip if that was to happen, though. An AT gun back here will take out the AT gun. Does get 2 good shots into him, but I think with all the rep stations and stuff like that around him, he will get repped and back to full HP very soon. More rocket snipes are just coming in randomly. Take a look at the map of Taco's. Pretty much good dominance so far. They are getting, you know, pressured in the north a bit, as you can see on that flare. The 176 did take a hit. Oh, the 76 does miss his second shot. Ricochet by the second Tiger. The 76 is just gonna back up and get the full HP. Looks like one of the Tigers is finally getting aggressive for Taco. They can take out the 76, which I think they'll probably do here. They just get on this main road. Monkey Tennis is starting to ping the 76. But look at this, there's a 76 up here in the north now. Kind of giving a little side angle onto this other Tiger. And the 76 misses the Tiger. It's not what you want to do. The Tiger also misses. Tiger does get the first shot into the 76. The 76 does miss. Advantage now to this Tiger. Without anybody to rep this 76, I don't know if this Tiger will this 76 will survive. I think he will get the angle just here in just a second. He does, I think, hit the turret. 76 misses. I don't think he has the proper angle. And it will take out the 76. It's not what you want if you are Legion. Losing a Tiger or a 76 that late into the game. Something else blew up back there. But they do have a second 76, so armor's just down to 1. Not sure if Taco does. They do have a backup Tiger ready to go, and I assume probably one to drop as well. It just seems like the infantry game is just going towards the favor of Taco for the time being. With just under 15 minutes to go. It's going to come down to these tanks right here for Legion. These tanks really do have to, you know, win their tank engagements and at least be a net positive. So we do have a Taco bombing run. 76 does get penned once. And 76s are starting to get hit by the Tigers. And unfortunately, I think Toby somehow died to that bombing run. Yeah, I don't know how Toby died to that bombing run. Do have some progress up here in the south for Legion. This could be the start of something. They are starting to flare up the Gary a little bit. Novak just absolutely destroys someone with a rocket. I think the problem for Legion is they don't have anybody in the back lines trying to be a sapper. You know, Taco's playing to the map advantage very, very, very well. Legion, I think, has been making one too many mistakes. Something blew up over here. I assume it's probably an AT gun. It was a Stuart. Nothing the Stuart really can do against 3 Tigers. Looks like another AT gun did end up blowing up as well. Like I said, it's going to come down to these 76s. I'm not sure if Legion does have another one on its way or not. They might, but they're going to have to start doing something, I think, a tad bit different. They really can't push up this way, I feel like, with these Tigers just kind of staring at them. But it's kind of what their only option is with just over 10 to go. Huge spawn wave on the garrison where Farmer's at. I think a grenade just killed a bunch of them. Farmer does get cut down. Under 10 to go. I think Taco's going to start tightening up the defense just a tad bit. They kind of more or less, I would say, lost the north, but still going to try to regain it. They still have the front door, which is, you know, absolutely huge. Like, that could take a very long time to get back if they are Legion, if you are Legion. I think this is where it's gonna, where rubber's gonna start meeting the road a little bit. It's like there is some progress making, some progress back here. Is this a Jeep? It's a half track from Legion in the back lines of Taco. This could be absolutely huge. Don, the only one, probably calling out that there is a half track back here, I think. But this could be an interesting play here. I think Taco is starting to slowly recognize that. So this is going to be a very, very interesting. JPL and his squad, the two closest to this half track. Huge spawn wave from Legion is on the half track. Blindfish does kill two. All of Legion does spawn on the half track, and they are starting to flip the cap into their favor. Oh man, do we have a game here, ladies and gentlemen. I think the tank is going to try to go and take out that half track, but there's going to be a lot of ATs, I do assume, from Taco. Yeah, lots of Taco guys coming back to the defense. Monkey Tennis does die. And this is going to be a very interesting spot for these Taco tankers as well as the Legion tankers. I think Azza did get a satchel on. Yes, he did, and will kill himself, but that kills the 76 in the process. My question is, if Legion can get something on front door and push them back, this could be very, very interesting here with 7 to go. You did see the 4th point of Taco start, or of Legion start to flip a little bit, but the cap is starting to flip now. Bombing Garrison is going down right here. Briz and Hoof on the Garrison, just locking it out. Wolf, I think, is still locking out the Garrison. Gets 2. I think Legion bomb run did go down, but did not actually get the Garrison. Cap is starting to flip. Garrison is down in the north for Taco. It's just the Garrison in the south now. But all the tanks for Taco are still in the north. Huge spawn wave from Taco. It will start a defense. I'm not sure if Legion has any heavy tanks. They don't. And this is the prime time where you need your heavy tanks to do something. If you are Legion, I'm not sure if this tank is satchel or not. I assume it probably is not. And Taco is going to start cap progress on to win 73. It's just one player. It is just Wolf Dog again, or Wolf DDG. I have no idea. But 76 is rolling in and will get hit from the butt. And I don't think Command Chat probably called out this 76, and it will go down. A little bit of a heartbreak loss for that Tiger, not recognizing there was 3 Tigers right there, or for that 76, that there was 3 Tigers right there. I'm mixing up all my words. I think the half track is now finally dead. That's going to kind of shut down this Legion push, but they do get a lot of OP still in the north, so this game is not quite over yet. Taco does get a spawn wave up in the north as well. Cap is back on for Legion. Garrison is lit up a little bit. Whoop, just starting the hip fires. MG does knock down 2 players. Hold on to your butts, ladies and gentlemen. This game is not over in the slightest. Not sure if Taco did use a reinforce. I do not believe they did quite yet. But if Taco loses, you know, this garrison in the north and the south, it could swing. Caparzo has started on 4th point as well. I think Legion's kind of going all for broke here. Half cap progress for Legion. Not sure if this garrison in the north is still up. It is still up. Huge spawn wave on the actual hard cap itself. Oh, Briz with an unfortunate rocket just kills no one, but Legion is still starting to cap the point. I think this was is that a garrison? Yeah, it was a garrison. I thought it was an airhead spawn potentially. The Legion's still starting to cap this point. I think they flexed everybody into infantry rolls on top of OPs. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Legion with about 20 seconds. Huge spawn wave on the Gary will temporarily save Taco for the time being. I think bomb run is coming down for Taco as well. I'm not sure how good this will be. It's really going to get no one, but Taco is starting to defend. $50 seconds do remain, but Legion still have a lot of cap progress. So if this still goes within 2 minutes and Legion still starts a cap, they still can technically win this game. The question is if they can kill this garrison here or not. Huge spawn wave again from Taco. I'm not sure where the Legion arty's at, to be completely honest. Where's the flares from Legion? Where are the flares from Legion? I think Strafe Run is coming in. It's not going to do too much. Monkey Tennis is on the garrison. Lots more Legion are starting to come in now. This is still possible for Legion. They just have not knocked down this garrison. It's going to be very, very close if Legion do start to get some cap progress, but I think Taco will start to defend here still. I think Legion have about 5 seconds to start defense, and I think that will do it. Taco will be moving on to the finals against the 6th for Division 1. What an ending, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Oh my God. Woo. Wow. Can't get any closer than that. Just one Garrison away, and Legion would probably be moving on to the finals. Oh my gosh. Heck of a game from both teams. Jesus fucking Christ. When this game wraps up, ladies and gentlemen, I only have a few words to say, and that is going to be thank you for watching this semifinals matchup between Legion and Taco. Again, GG's to both teams. Incredible match. Congrats to Taco on moving on to the finals against Six. Wish you guys all good luck, and wish everybody else luck in the Premier League this season. I think there's a few more games today, and then obviously the finals in the next few weeks. So good luck to all of you guys. And with that being said, I will see you guys all later. Take care.